Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Alhamdulillah, para jemaah yang dirahmati Allah Subhanahu wa taala, pertama dan utama sekali kita memanjatkan kesyukuran kepada Allah dapat kita bertemu yang ini kembali dalam sesi Ayat Ustaz. Dan insya-Allah taala kita memulakan pengajian kita dengan kita memanjatkan kepada Allah Subhanahu wa taala agar Allah menjadikan sesi ini yang penuh dengan barakah, yang menjadi sebab ini pengampunan bagi segala dosa kita, dan Allah mengabulkan segala hajat dan selamat kita daripada segala bala dan bencana di dunia dan akhirat. Amin ya rabbal alamin. Maka insya-Allah kita akan masuk ini kepada soalan ini yang pertama. Jadi soalan yang pertama dalam bahasa Inggeris yang menanyakan, Assalamualaikum Ustaz. Waalaikumsalam. I have this dying question that need clarification, and it has been playing in my mind for the longest time since in my teens, but I never got the courage to ask. It's about qiblat. Can we do our salat inside the kaabah? If we were given the chance, the once in a lifetime chance to perform our salat, where will be the qiblat as according to our Imam Syafi'i? Has our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam salat any inside the kaabah? Thank you. Question is asking, and basically, what is it permissible any for a Muslim to perform any prayers inside any the kaabah? The answer is yes. Yes, and it is permissible to perform the prayers inside any the kaabah, because it is reported any by Abdullah bin Umar radhiyallahu anhuma, as in the narrations in Sahih Bukhari and Muslim, where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he entered the Kaabah with a few of his Sahaba like Bilal and Uthman, they entered into the Kaabah, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam performed many prayers inside the Kaabah, and this is any witness by those Sahaba who were with him. So the question also asks, how do we perform inside the Kaabah? And if you enter into the Kaabah, you see inside the Kaabah there will be pillars. You can perform your prayers directing yourself to any of the pillars. So when you enter inside the Kaabah, you can see nowadays, and there are videos available. You can see basically images, videos inside the Kaabah. You will find that there are many pillars inside the Kaabah. So when you want to perform any of the prayers inside the Kaabah, when you enter into the Kaabah, you can face any of the pillars and perform any your prayers. Soalan ini menanyakan, adakah dibolehkan kita melakukan salat dalam Kaabah? Jawapannya dibolehkan, sebab kita ada hadis yang diriwayatkan daripada Abdullah bin Umar radhiyallahu anhuma, dan hadis ini ada hadis yang sahih, ada hadis yang lain diriwayatkan oleh Ibn Abbas seperti mana disebutkan oleh Imam Nawawi. Hadis ini yang lemah tetapi dikuatkan dengan hadis yang sahih. Ala kulli hal, diriwayatkan bahawasanya Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam pernah melakukan salat di dalam Kaabah. Maka dibolehkan kita melakukan salat dalam Kaabah. Dan bagaimana kita melakukan salat dalam Kaabah? Caranya adalah kita menghadap kepada salah satu tiang di dalam Kaabah dan kita melakukan salat. Jadi ini adalah soalan ini yang pertama. Soalan yang kedua, Assalamualaikum Ustaz, saya ada baca satu sesi Ustaz. Sekejap ya. Tentang soalan yang lanjut tentang hal ini, saya dan suami belum dikurniakan zuriat. Saya sudah lakukan full check up dan Alhamdulillah semua okey, tetapi suami saya refuse untuk check up. Pada dia, cara ini bukanlah cara yang digalakkan dalam Islam kerana tak natural. Saya cuba pujuk untuk dapatkan rawatan medical seperti IVF sesuai dengan Islamic guidelines sebagai satu ikhtiar. Adakah saya harus terus pujuk untuk ikhtiar secara medical, atau haruskah saya terima keputusan suami untuk redha dengan rezeki Allah? Kerana rezeki tidak pernah salah alamat. Saya sedih rasa seperti suami tak sanggup usaha bersama. Terima kasih Ustaz. Soalan ini menanyakan berkenaan dengan IVF ya. Walaupun dalam skrin yang antum tidak lihat dia punya, nanti saya cuba lihat. Dapatkan soalan di sini. Dia mengatakan, saya ada baca sessions Ustaz about IVF tahun lepas. Jadi soalan yang menanyakan, dia ada baca satu sesi tahun lepas ini berkenaan dengan IVF. Apakah yang dimaksudkan dengan IVF? IVF ini adalah satu proses yang mana air mani suami dan isteri diambil dan selepas itu diletakkan dalam tiub, dan mereka akan meletakkan di sebuah proses supaya kedua air mani tersebut dapat bercampur dan menjadi apa yang dikenali sebagai zygote. Menjadi zygote supaya selepas itu ditanamkan kembali kepada rahim wanita. Maka ulama-ulama kita zaman sekarang bahagian besar, golongan besar daripada mereka membolehkannya, tapi dengan syarat kedua suami dan isteri sudah berkahwin yang sah, bukan di atas penzinaan. Dan orang yang melakukan proses ini adalah orang yang amanah. Tidak dibolehkan kalau sekiranya kita mengetahui dia tidak amanah, ditakuti dia ambil air mani orang lain dan dia bercampur dengan orang lain, itu akan menyebabkan anak hasil daripada zina. Jadi kalau sekiranya kita meyakini ada amanah di pihak yang melakukan proses ini, dan biasa di Singapura ini insya-Allah tidak ada masalah dalam perkara ini. Maka selepas mereka melakukan proses tersebut dan mereka menanamkan ke rahim wanita. Jadi syaratnya adalah supaya dielakkan penzinaan. Disyaratkan air mani lelaki dengan wanita itu adalah air mani yang tulen, bukan diambil oleh orang-orang lain, dan ada amanah bagi orang yang melakukan proses ini. Dan daripada perkara juga kita harus faham cara suami mengeluarkan air mani mestilah cara yang halal. Ini juga mungkin ada orang yang terlepas pandang. Dan daripada cara yang halal sama ada menggunakan melalui isterinya mengeluarkan air mani melalui tangan isterinya sebagai misal, maka ini adalah daripada cara yang halal. Maka diharamkan dia mengeluarkan dengan dirinya sendiri, dengan cara-cara seperti menggunakan tangan suami itu sendiri untuk mengeluarkan air mani. Jadi kalau sekiranya syarat seperti ini wujud dan sebagainya, maka dibolehkan. Dan ramai kita lihat orang yang Alhamdulillah mendapat zuriat selepas itu. Ini kuasa Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Segala-galanya berlaku dengan izin Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Dalam masa yang sama juga kita perlu usaha. Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala yang memberikan anak. Sama juga dengan persetubuhannya. Persetubuhan juga adalah usaha tapi siapa yang menciptakan bayi? Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Allah yang menciptakan bayi. Maka cara persetubuhan ini adalah sebab saja. Allah mampu mencipta bayi tanpa persetubuhan. Allah mampu mencipta bayi tanpa ada percampuran air mani lelaki dengan wanita. Seperti mana Allah menciptakan Nabi Isa AS tanpa bapa. Allah menciptakan Nabi Adam AS tanpa ibu dan bapa. Jadi ini semua usaha. Seperti mana kita mengatakan persetubuhan adalah usaha, begitu juga mengamalkan IVF dengan cara yang sah, juga adalah daripada usaha. Jadi dia kedua-duanya merupakan usaha. Maka tidak ada masalah bagi seseorang itu kalau dia melakukan sedemikian. Maka dibolehkan dalam Islam. Maka seseorang itu lebih afdal dia kalau sekiranya dia tahu dia ada kemampuan untuk mendapatkan zuriat dan sebagainya. Dan Nabi SAW menggalakkan kita mendapatkan anak supaya menjadi anak yang soleh dan pada hari kiamat bertambah umat Nabi SAW dengan niat-niat seperti ini, insya-Allah taala dia adalah perkara yang baik. Dan bagi suami, kalau sekiranya isteri dalam keadaan sedemikian mahukan anak dan mereka mahukan anak, maka tidak ada masalah kita menjalani proses ini. Sebab dunia ini sudah berubah jemaah dirahmati Allah. Kita, kalau pemikiran kita pemikiran 200 tahun yang lepas, 300 tahun yang lepas agak susah. Zaman sekarang banyak benda yang Allah mudahkan yang tidak wujud pada zaman dahulu. Seperti mana kita sekarang saya berbual dengan komputer pada hakikatnya. Zaman dahulu tidak ada online learning. Tapi zaman sekarang Allah mudahkan. Allah memudahkan, ada wujudnya internet, ada wujudnya Zoom ataupun YouTube dan Facebook live dan sebagainya. Berapa ramai manusia mendapatkan manfaat. Maka kita tidak boleh berhujah dengan kita nak cara yang lama ataupun dan sebagainya. Sebab agama kita, agama Islam, agama yang mulia, dia adalah sesuai bagi tiap-tiap masa dan zaman. Kalau kita tidak faham konsep ini, maka kita mungkin akan menyempitkan agama. Tetapi ada orang mungkin mengatakan, tapi saya nak sedemikian. Jadi ala kulli hal, kita tidak boleh memaksa, orang. Jadi ini adalah sebagai satu nasihat. Maka isteri tersebut ini boleh berbual dan berbual dengan suami supaya dia dapat keyakinan untuk melakukan perkara tersebut. Kalau tidak, dengan cara juga dengan kita berdoa kepada Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, dengan kita mengamalkan beberapa zikir, bentuk zikir yang diajar oleh ulama kita, seperti mana dalam Al-Quran Karim juga ada ayat-ayat yang dianjurkan kita membaca untuk kita mendapatkan kita mendapatkan anak. Daripadanya adalah doa Nabi Zakaria alaihissalam, Rabbi la tadharni fardan wa anta khairul warithin. Dikatakan seseorang itu baca ayat ini 100 kali pada tiap-tiap hari, lebih-lebih lagi sebelum subuh, sebelum fajar. Dan insya-Allah taala dia menjadi sebab Allah karuniakan zuriat insya-Allah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I would like to inquire what should I do or how do I go about this issue. I am married to my husband for almost a year and a baby is on the way. I saw a WhatsApp of his and with a fellow male friend. He talked about a past sexual relationship and services he had paid for. I feel upset. If he has any taubat, why would he still need to share detailed information with his friend? I saw he also shared any photos of random women with this friend, and they will talk about how pretty, sexy they are. Please advise. Wassalam. So this question is about, and your wife is asking that the husband is sharing some information about past sexual relationship and services that he had paid for. And basically before the marriage, the husband had done some act of a sin with regards to having relationship with a woman who are non-mahram. And the wife found out, and she felt upset. She felt that the husband has not made tawbah, because he is still sharing all these photos with his friend, and speaking about how sexy they are. So now you have a situation of a wife who is pregnant. That's what I understood from the question. She is pregnant, and she is asking this question, that she is facing this situation with the husband. So what is the advice? So this is a situation where the husband is a sinner. The husband is a sinner. So one of the responsibility of the wife as a Muslim is that we advise the person. There is no harm for a wife to advise the person. The husband to advise the wife. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned the hadith, ad-dinu nasiha. This religion is based on nasiha. So that is why it is encouraged in Islam that we give advice to those who are in need of advice from the Muslims, and especially from those who are close to us. So it is incumbent upon the wife to advise the husband to advise the wife, likewise friend to advise any friend, neighbor to advise neighbor, and so on and so forth. So when we see something that is a sin, a ma'siyah, a munkar, and we have the ability to advise, or we have the ability to do something, then we have to do to our best ability. So this is the thing that the wife has to slowly and inform the husband that what he is doing is wrong, that what he has he's now in a marriage situation, he has to abstain himself from all these things. So he is in need of advice. So this is the step. Some people for example when they listen to advice, maybe any day stop. Another advice I would like to share, that other than advising him upfront about this specific issue, another situation will be that the wife think of a way or something when they have the time together to speak about God consciousness, and speak about having taqwa to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, speak about iman. Your conversation with your husband should sometimes have this notion of iman, the importance of belief in Allah, the importance of obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the importance of refraining from prohibitions, and share any stories about people who repent to Allah, because our soul is in need of all these things. If your husband is not exposed to listening to advisors any from the ulama any, for example, when comes any to spiritual any nurture and tazkiyah. So you should think any of a way on how any you can establish a way where you and your husband any can benefit any from the stories any of the Sahaba, for example, stories any of the ulama. You can read any in your house, have any a session once a week or maybe two times or even every day, about 5 to 10 minutes any before you go to bed any, for example, that you have any a session any of reading. So there must be this culture other than performing any of the prayers. Also, and we must have any this culture any of reading any about the pious any predecessors any about the anbiya, the stories any of the prophets and messengers. All this any inshallah will boost any the iman, and hopefully any situation any will cease. And lastly, any it is about making dua also to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that we make dua that Allah give hidayah, that Allah forgive any the sin, that Allah show everyone any the straight path. So making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and do not any be disappointed from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So these are some of the things and you can advise. You can what you call it, start any to engage any with the husband and to share any with him any stories any of the pious, and likewise the performance in your prayers, the performance of prayers, and when doing conversations any add any notions any of having the importance of having faith any in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So hopefully what you call it, your husband and he will change any for the better after any he has any a child. He will start to appreciate any life inshallah ta'ala. And this is any our hope any together any with dua. Wallahu a'lam bis-shawab. The next any question is asking, I would like to ask Ustaz about adab of passing urine any for boys. I understand that it is encouraged to pass urine while squatting, for urine to be passed completely and to properly cleanse oneself from najis. However, with modern toilet bowls, how does one do that, especially in public toilets as well? Pertaining any to urinating any for men, we know that it is sunnah any to squat, but if you are in a situation where there is this toilet bowl, do not squat. Yani my advice any do not perform any the squatting, because it can be dangerous, especially for people any who are oversized or overweight. It is dangerous, what you call it, to an extent that you can cause damage not only any to the toilet bowl, but damage any to yourself. So Islam is not rigid in a sense that whatever happens you must perform it. In the situation of toilet bowl, you can urinate as per normal by sitting down, as what any people are doing. But when comes to istinja, it is highly recommended that we do istibra, we do something like massaging any of the penis for example, to ensure that all the urine has come out. So there is another way of perform istinja and istibra if you are not squatting down. So you just need to put more effort to make sure that the urine has completely removed. So some people, for example, to some extent they stand and they walk a few steps, for example, because different people have different level of the containment of this urine. Some people one of the what you call it, sunnahs of istibra is to cough. And also our fuqaha mention, for example, to rub the penis and below the penis. This is the what you call it, the flow of the urine the vein anywhere the urine flows, to ensure that all urine are removed, and then you use water and you wash the what you call it, to remove the urine. So this is how we do it. So there is no harm for us to sit down as per normal. So I hope it clarifies inshallah. We will take this last question. It's quite lengthy. Question is asking, Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam. I know this issue has been asked a few times. Child of wedlock, here is my concern. My stepdaughter, the child that was born out of wedlock, is now getting married. Her biological mom do not want to reveal that she was conceived before marriage. Her mom wants my husband to inform the Qadi that he do not agree with the marriage, so that he will be excused from being the wali. I'm totally against it, and so do my husband. However, her mom insisted that he do it, fearing that it will bring shame to everyone, because once we declare that she was conceived before marriage, her name cannot be Binti, my husband's name. I read up that if parents got married and the child was born after theirs, 6 months of marriage, they can put the biological father's name, and the status of the child is not illegitimate. Is this true? I appreciate if Ustaz can advise how to save any this situation. Situation, and it's basically you have a child, a female child who is born out of wedlock, and the fact that that the name was placed binti to a person's other person's name who is not the real father. It is someone else, and this girl wants to get married, and the biological mom do not want to disclose the secret and that she has been keeping, that the daughter is actually born of wedlock. At the same time, also she knows that if the father were to become the wali, the marriage will not be valid. So in this situation, the wali hakim, the magistrate, is the one who does the aqdu nikah. So the biological mother wants the father to lie, in a sense, and does not agree with the marriage, so that the wali is transferred to the wali is transferred to the magistrate. So the actual thing what should be done is that if you have any such situation, then you have to inform the magistrate about the situation, and so that the magistrate perform the marriage. So you will put any situation going to be very complicated, and if you want to to lie that you are not agreeable to the marriage, because you will put any problems with the man himself, because the others will know about this, the relatives will find out, for example, how can the man it's not agreeable, and that the daughter wants to get married, and actually it's not his daughter, and so on and so forth. So to save all this trouble, and in Islam, you don't have to feel ashamed in informing the magistrate. So you don't have to inform everybody about the situation that has happened last time, but you just need to inform the people who are proceeding with the marriage, like the magistrate the Islamic court, where they perform the marriage, and you have a meeting with them and explain to them the situation. They can help inshallah ta'ala. They arrange for wali hakim to perform the marriage. And pertaining to the 6 months of marriage, if you are asking about the law in Singapore, I'm not sure about this. But in fiqh, if a woman claim that the child is hers, or claim that she has given birth, for example, the minimum number of months for pregnancy in Islam is 6 months. That is the minimum number of months. But this has nothing got to do with whether the child is illegitimate or not illegitimate. So this 6 months in your marriage, maybe you are referring to the law that they implement in Singapore. So I do not know about any such laws. You can ask for example those who knows about such thing. But of course in Islam, there is no any difference between 6 months and above 6 months, when the child is born is out of wedlock, then it is out of wedlock. Wallahu a'lam bis-shawab. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin, wa salatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wasallim. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzabannar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wasallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.